I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Oh boy, it's Oops the Podcast.
Oops the Podcast.
Are we on? We're on. Oh boy, it's Oops the Podcast. We are back with another episode. It's me, Francis, joined by Giulio Gallerati, as always.
What's
are
up?
you, G?
What's up, bro? I'm cold, man.
It's cold out there. It's
Cold.
like that opening refrain from the alarm clock in Groundhog Day
Oh, it is indeed.
that he always hears every morning. How many times have you seen that movie?
Like twice.
I've probably seen it 10 times. And that's the ultimate irony, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
What a rewatchable movie. Wonderful. Dude, we were having a really intense discussion right before the mics started. So
we're all warmed up,
I feel
baby.
greased up. I feel limber, baby. Limber.
Nimble.
How was I had an interesting weekend. I gotta get
Let's
right
hear
into
about it,
it.
baby.
So I went to Mohegan Sun, which is a Native American casino in Connecticut.
Uncasville, Connecticut.
Uncasville, but I don't know what the name of the reservation is.
The Mashantucket Pequot tribe.
You're kidding.
I'm serious.
Are you a big Indian guy?
No, dude, my parents live in Connecticut. And I know I'm going to get some fucking DM about that, being like, you fucking Connecticut piece of shit. But like I live in a very like normal part of Connecticut, like the rural part.
Yeah, not all of Connecticut
Yeah.
is rich and white.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, where I'm from is normal and white.
It's funny because I tell people I grew up in Maine and they say, oh, yeah, I could see that based on how you look. It's like Maine is a pretty blue-collar state. It's a lot of lobstermen and fishermen, and there's not a lot of jobs there. Most young people, they can't keep them. They move out.
Right. So there you go. But when we were growing up, there was always Foxwoods.
Yeah.
And then they were building Mohegan Sun, and everybody's like, Mohegan Sun's going to be crazy. And it was this whole big thing. And now, so we all know about it.
Got it. Yeah. So Mohegan Sun has a comedy club called Comics Roadhouse. And I did it a year and a half ago. Giulio, you've done it a few times.
I have.
You go there and they always book you for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. That's a weekend of headlining at this club. And I've done it twice now. And the last time I went a year and a half ago, I was single. And every night we would meet a different group of young ladies that were coming through the casino to have a good time. And me and my opener had a blast. We would gamble, drink. I remember winning some money. I would play poker during the day with the deadbeats who were there at 11 a.m. on a Friday morning. Playing the 1-2 limit hold'em game where you can bully guys out of the pot with a $15 raise. I raised $15. Whoa, too steep for me. It's like, buddy, how broke are you? Anyway, whatever. The point is, it was fun the last time I was there. This time I was there, it was not fun. It was not fun. And I don't know if that's because I've changed or what, but just being holed up in a casino, and it's on a reservation, so it's not as if you can get your car and drive to a coffee shop down the road and then, go for a walk.
Right. It's definitely secluded.
You don't go outside for 3 straight days.
Well, dude, you should have brought your golf clubs, man.
You mentioned this
It's
to
a
me.
good course. Devil's Hop Yard.
So, fuck.
I know.
I wish I had known about that.
It's all right. You got them next time.
But it was very cold, so I don't even know if I would have played.
True.
But you stay on the casino, you stay inside, and to the point where you wake up in the morning, you wake up in your hotel room, and you go get your morning coffee at Starbucks, which is in the casino.
Right.
You're winding your way around a line of people in motorized carts who are waiting for to redeem their coupon for 6 free plays at a slot machine.
Right.
And that line is, I'm not kidding you, it's like half a mile long. It snakes around the casino floor, out along the hallway, around the bend. And
they're usually drinking like the gross shit, like molten frappuccinos or whatever.
yeah, orange drinks.
It's a giant metropolis of people with no self-control.
It's very much like the people in the movie WALL-E.
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's wheeling around.
And so here's what happened. So I went to the Starbucks. I got my nitro cold brew. And then as I was walking back out along the line of people, I pulled out my phone to start taking an Instagram story of me making fun of these people. And I was like, look at these bottom feeders. Look at these people one heartbeat away from dying. And pretty mean, sure. But without knowing it, I bumped into a person in a motorized cart. And I looked down and they were eating a banana split from Ben & Jerry's at 9:30 in the morning in a motorized cart. Which to me is, you've really given up if that's your breakfast.
That's not great.
So I said, oh, sorry, pal. And the person had a very short haircut and a very androgynous body. And she said, I'm a woman. And I didn't feel bad enough to say, oh, I'm so sorry that I misjudged your gender, because I felt like she had given up the right to a gender.
Does pal mean a guy?
That's not a person who deserves to go into either bathroom. You go outside, go to the outhouse.
How would that person go to the bathroom?
I don't know.
If you're in
clearly
a
she
cart.
wasn't incapable of walking. She just was in a motorized cart because that's easier. In the same way that you get a golf cart if you want to drink on the course, you get a motorized cart if you want to eat your banana split while you play slot machines.
At 9 a.m., dude. Jesus.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. The fact that she was mad at me for saying that, oh, sorry, pal.
Why is pal bad?
I think pal does carry a very male undertone. Do you not?
I guess.
And same with buddy.
When I say, I guess you're right.
Buddy.
When I say pal, I say it in a way that shows that I'm kidding to begin with. I'm hey, pal. So I think I could say that to a woman that way. If you're saying, hey, sorry, pal, for real, I guess you're right.
Dude, this is another classic thing that we're going to just disagree on. Where you're, respectfully, if we put up a poll, you'd be 100% wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that if you say pal sarcastically, like somebody else, you can say it to a man or a woman.
Okay,
if you put
that's
on an
fair.
accent.
That's fair. But
pal in general, you're right. Got it.
In truth, when I said it, it was because I was firmly denoting that I assumed she was a man.
Oh, fair enough.
That there was something in the tone. I mean, she knew in the tone of my voice. And look, I apologize for assuming her gender, but it's not as if she met me in the middle. She was not helping me out at all. If you want me to, if you get mad at that I'm going to get your gender wrong, then, you need to wear a name tag that says, hi, my name is Jennifer. My pronouns are she, her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what I think we're ignoring here? The fact that you were fucking talking to the internet and walking into disabled people and knocking them out of their
They're
fucking
not disabled. They are just lazy. They are pathetic, bottom-feeding amoeba. They eat plankton and banana splits at 9 a.m. It's like seeing somebody at an airport bar drinking a martini
That's what it
before
feels
their
like.
7 a.m. flight, except it's worse.
It is worse. Time just stands still in casinos. People are eating Johnny Rockets at 8 a.m. It's
That's
crazy.
exactly right.
It's fucked up.
Johnny Rockets, dude, I was at the fucking poker table and a woman came through in that stupid Johnny Rockets costume and said, anybody up for some Johnny Rockets? And I was like, is it, who's eating this shit? Oh, the other thing at the table, you give the dealer your player's card.
Yes.
Your little like card that helps you accrue points or whatever. And the dealer, I sat down, the dealer said, do you have a player's card? And I said, no, I don't. She goes, why not? You should get one. And then everybody else at the table said, yeah, what are you doing? You got to get one. You make $1.85 for every hour that you're sitting here at the table. And I said, are you guys aware of what minimum wage is? $1.85 per hour? You can make a lot more out there. Go outside and get a fucking job. You'll make more. Man, it's a different world. Time stands still.
Yeah.
Time doesn't exist.
Yeah, they
In a
do it on
casino.
purpose, man.
And
You can't see daylight.
that's right.
And there's all those like loud sound, like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Nice. That's exactly right.
It's really fucking dark, man, for sure. I remember
Oh.
one time I was in a casino in Toronto, in Windsor, Ontario.
Oh boy.
I believe it's Ontario.
That's a nice. I feel like I've heard of that place.
It's across the river from Detroit.
Mhm.
And we drove up there, and I had never gambled. And I had this dark night where like I went into, I was like, we'd been drinking, whatever, and everybody went to bed, and I just sauntered back into the casino.
This is the solo mission.
Yeah.
Many a man has lost his
Well, dude,
his hope.
I sit down with $10 at a slot machine, and this old lady was walking by, and I was like, "Do you know how to do this?" She was like, "Oh, sure, honey." And she bet one instead of betting max, and I hit the jackpot. And like, if I know I won like $1,000, but I would have won like 10,000 if she had just done it properly. But then she was like, maybe I could have a few dollars so I could win too. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, you old bat, get out of here.
Oh, you did?
Give her $20, told her to scram, dude.
I would have said, "Fuck off, lady."
I kind of like casinos, dude. My hack for casino week, like when I do Vegas, I go to a different spa at a different hotel every day
That's nice.
after a night out, because you can't help but drink in the casino. I feel.
Right.
Do you drink? Did you drink this
Oh,
weekend?
you got to. Oh, dude, I tied one on every fucking night.
It's hard not
Thursday
to.
night, Friday night, Saturday, because you're at the table and you're drinking for free. And if you're losing money, you feel like that's your only way to actually get your value.
Right. And did you go to the gym there?
I did. We did boulder shoulders on Friday.
The gym sucks there.
You thought?
Well,
I didn't think it was
Did they redo
terrible.
it? Did they redo it? It's in that corner of the building, and there's like the parking lot next to it.
No, I don't.
They just redid the spa and shit, so maybe there is a new.
It's
gym.
near the pool. Do you remember the pool?
Yeah, but I think it was closed last time I was there. I don't know.
The
Whatever.
gym's not so
It's
bad.
not bad?
Not
Alright,
bad.
alright, that's
There was
good.
nobody in there.
Good to know.
So Chris Scopo, my feature, and I, we went and did boulder shoulders. Just isolated our shoulders.
Love that.
That was nice. And then, but yeah, I mean, Thursday, we went out because we were excited to be there. And then Friday we went out because we didn't have anything else to do. And then Saturday we went out because it was our last night. And it was just sort of the same thing every time.
Did he win money?
Dude, so get this. He arrived and he was a little bit kind of down. He was a little pissed off. A little bit of a salty guy. Chris is.
Scopo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got pulled over on the drive, but we didn't get a ticket because he had
He has the shield.
his uncle or his brother-in-law or something is a police officer, an NYPD officer, and I guess he's got some kind of
Yeah, Scopo's hooked up, dude.
like if it's a piece of paper or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of people get those cards, the PBA card. I think he has something better.
Scopo's family's in waste management. They're just
Yeah.
very hooked.
Yeah.
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 They're very hooked up.
So
We'll leave it at
the
that.
cop goes back. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny because we were driving in bumper to bumper traffic, right? And we had just exited the tunnel leaving Manhattan, and so it's stop and start, and we drove past the cop who had pulled someone else over, and we both said, "Oh, that would suck."
No.
And then not 40 feet later, he's looking at Instagram on his phone, and the cop car pulls up in the breakdown lane on the side of us. And I look over and he like motions to pull over.
Oh no.
So we were like, fuck. And we pull over and the cop comes up and he says, saw you on your phone there. What were you doing? And Scopo goes, I was checking my GPS. And meanwhile, the GPS is up on his car, screen.
Come on, Scopo. Get it together, dude.
And the guy goes, are you sure? Because I saw you looking at it for a long time. And Scopo was like, yeah, sorry, And he goes, okay, and took the thing back, but just let us go. Because of the connection with the police officer. Needless to say, when we arrived at Mohegan Sun, it was 3 days of me, really lifting him up and championing his cause. I got it in my head that I wanted to turn his spirits around. And on the last night, we were out, we were drinking. He had a great set on our last show on Saturday. And we started drinking. And the bar that's connected to the club is actually really cool now. They've turned it into a country music bar.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a mechanical bull.
Oh, no way.
They have a really cool beer pong table area set up.
Oh, wow.
And they were letting us drink for free because we'd performed. Plus, there was an amazing live band.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
They were there last
band.
time I was there.
So we were having a really nice time. We met some ladies. We were talking. I was wingmanning for him. And he starts dancing with this girl. And he's twirling her around like it's Cinderella or some shit. And, having a great time. And at 1 a.m, we decided to I decided to go up to bed. I had to take my keyboard back upstairs to my room. And I got up to my room and he thought maybe I would come back down and gamble. And I was like, buddy, I'm sorry. I'm kind of done. He goes, no problem. And he said that he then headed up to his room and he got halfway there and he decided to go back down and gamble by himself. And he played roulette and he hit a number and won $600.
Wow.
So I saw him the next morning and he said he was so pumped up that he got back to his room after that and opened up the mini bar and rifled through all the Jack Daniels. And I was like, boy, this guy had the best weekend of anyone ever. I mean, my God, he probably walked out with more money than I did as the headliner.
Good for him, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, Scopo is the object of a very good prank. So I don't know if you noticed, and he talks about this, but Scopo has a great ass.
Oh, yeah. Incredible.
For a man. He's thick,
it's
dude.
Huge. It's
Scopo's
really
got
nice.
a good ass.
Mm-hmm.
So a really funny prank to do, and we've done it before. We did it to our buddy Dave Merhej, who's a very funny comedian as well. But if you just isolate a photo of Scopo's ass and you show it to a guy and be like, yo, it's this girl, she thick. Like a guy will be like will be really turned on. And then you show them that it's Scopo. And then they want to kill themselves.
Yeah, right.
It's like pretty great.
Dude, there's an Instagram account dedicated to his ass.
That's really
Did you
funny.
know that?
I think so.
I think
I
it's
wasn't
Chris
aware that it was
Scopo's
still
ass
active.
or something.
And it has Pavone written all over it.
It really does. Now,
Inside jokes.
the last part of this, which is quite funny, is because on the drive back on Sunday morning, we were both totally hungover, exhausted. You're breathing in that recycled, filtered cigarette air all weekend.
Smoking heaters all weekend.
Yeah. So we're driving back, and I'm on the verge of puking the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Like hangover or just like?
Yeah, just feeling awful. I'd gotten really bad diarrhea the night before by eating a shrimp salad at a sports bar.
Oh God.
And by the way, I got that about an hour and a half before I went on stage, and I told Scopo, dude, you better be on your toes during my act because it's possible that I'm going to need you to tap in while I run to the bathroom. Have you ever had that
vomit?
happen? To shit. I had diarrhea.
Oh, sorry. No, never.
There's a famous Mitch Hedberg story where he had to get off stage.
To like quickly.
He came on stage, took the mic from his opener, immediately said, "I'm sorry, everybody. I have to shit." And went off stage. And everyone thought it was a joke. But then his opener came back on and talked for another 10 minutes. And then Mitch
That's
Hedberg
really
came
funny.
back.
What happens to me usually anytime I go on stage before if I feel a certain way, typically being on stage will like make it be subdued. But for a long set like that, I don't know. That might be.
Yeah. So, I mean, diarrhea, you're not going to win that fight.
You're not going to win that fight.
But the point is, we were driving back and we passed a prison. And to me, this was the ultimate road comedian conversation. Scopo turns to me. He goes, "Hey, between the two of us, who do you think would get abused more in there?" And I was like, "Buddy, I mean, no offense, it's probably me, look at me." And he goes, "Dude, I don't know if you've seen my ass, but it's definitely me." And then we argued about it for about 45 minutes.
That's
two
funny.
states.
Dude, I'll tell you what, you guys would be one hell of a threesome.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'd get torn up, real torn up.
Yeah, the both of yous.
I think I would do pretty well in prison. I think a lot of different groups would want to be friends with me. The skinheads would obviously like me. But then I think the black guys would like me too because I'm a pretty good rebounder. I pass the ball. I'm unselfish. I'm a role player.
Examples of why the black people would not like you. You just show up to jail. You're like, hey, I'm a good rebounder. Like, what?
Yeah. Hey,
Immediately.
who wants to play some hoops, huh? You guys up for some hoops? Call your own fouls? Is that how we do it here? You know?
Like, this is jail. Dude.
Yeah. This is jail. Nobody calls fouls. Boy. Anyway, so that was Mohegan Sun. Great club. Tough place to be for 3 nights.
Oh my God, dude. Let me ask you this. I have a couple friends who
Must be nice.
who know nothing about food. They know nothing. And I'll go to eat with them, and the shit that they'll ask me or the things that they'll order, they'll be like, what's that? I'm like, this fucking tomato, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not even joking, dude. And so this one particular guy, he's one of my best friends. I love him to death. I bust his balls to his face. I don't know if he's going to listen to this, but we were at dinner with him and or lunch, whatever. And he goes, I'll have the build your own omelet. And the waiter looked at him and he looked back at the waiter. And we all realized that he just thought that the build your own omelet was the name of the omelet. He didn't realize that he had to assemble the omelet. I was like, dude, are you fucking serious? But I don't want to like embarrass him in front of people, so I don't typically say it. Then the other day he goes, dude, so what's sushi? Is it like tuna or whatever?
He sounds really poor.
I was like, what is wrong with you? And that's the thing, he's not. Comes from a well-to-do family.
Wow.
For whatever reason, he just has no fucking idea, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. You don't know anybody like that? Is this an isolated incident?
Dude, I don't know anybody that doesn't know what sushi is. I mean,
that was
come on.
wild, bro.
Sushi's so prominent in pop culture. You can't watch a movie that doesn't have a sushi scene in it.
It's the most obvious thing in the world what sushi is. The fact that he's just completely missed that,
Yeah.
he just must be in the zone about some other shit. He knows other stuff.
Like what? What is he such an expert on that he doesn't know what raw fish from Japan is like?
He works in real estate. He does well. He, is a man who's interested in things. And he's in his late 20s. And it blows my mind that he doesn't know some of this shit. But
Wow.
to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah, geez, Louise. That guy needs to get out more.
We
He's
gotta
like
get him out
Brendan Fraser's character in that movie where they went underground with,
there. The Mummy?
No. No, they thought there was a bomb scare, so they went and lived underground for like 40 years.
What's
Then he
that?
emerges because it's safe and there was no bomb, and he comes back out.
I don't know that one. Sounds interesting.
We'll have to find out what that's called. If you know what that's called, DM us the answer.
Hit us up. Hit us with your mistakes, guys. We got a good one. Well, actually, somebody asked us for advice, Francis.
Oh, great. Let's give that.
Which somebody asked us for advice, which I'm excited about. If you guys, just you can hit us up with whatever, even if you don't have embarrassing shit. If you just have questions, I guess we're happy to consider it. So here we go. Hey guys, big fan. I have something that always bothers me that I was wondering your opinion on. I'm from a small town in South Dakota, population 500. I am a lucky one from my area and fell into a small business when I was 19. I've been able to make a decent living, more than most adults in town, which are 15 per hour factory workers, wasting their lives away supplying America with cheap goods. This is his words, not mine. For the record.
Yikes.
Yearning for that end of shift bell so they can hit the bottle. Jesus.
Holy moly.
But as I get older, I'm 25 now, and I've been in business 5 years. I wonder about moving to the city and trying my hand at something I would actually enjoy, or maybe just working for somebody in the same industry. I have it pretty easy now. I work maybe 30, 40 hours a week with nobody to boss me around and make about $50,000 per year. Going on a small vacation about every quarter. The problem is I never really feel alive and I'm just bored. If I move, I'm worried I'll fail, and I will end up wishing I would have stuck it out with the comfortable business in my little town, population 500. But if I stay, I might wonder what my life could have been. Wow, such a hard decision. But what about the increased amount of opportunities? What if I fail and end up broke or work for somebody miserably? But I have it so easy now. What's your opinion?
All right. I guess my opinion would be it sounds like he has a somewhat successful business. And without knowing what that is, I would think he should try to expand it into other locations.
That's what I was thinking too.
See if he can pop that puppy up in another town of 500 coal miners
Yeah.
or whatever they were.
whatever the workers you're referring to. This kid's also young, dude. He's like, I'm 25 now. Is that just like a New York thing that people think they're young when they're old? Or is 25 actually young?
Dude, everywhere else, age is different.
Yeah, right?
Everywhere else, people get married so much younger.
Yeah, it's really
in other
fucked up.
places.
It's crazy, actually. Not fucked up, but it's interesting.
But here's the thing, right? I don't think that this guy should just move to New York City or LA to see if the big city has something to offer him.
You think he should or should not?
No, I don't think he should do that. That's fucking crazy. I came here with a pretty open-ended idea, but at least I knew I wanted to do comedy.
Right.
So you had if he's just trying to take his shot in a metropolis, you're going to fail, buddy. I hate to say it. Like, it's just too hard. Life is too fucking hard. Sounds like he's got a really good gig right now.
Yeah.
30 to 40 hours a week. That's pretty cushy.
Yeah.
4 vacations a year. Gets to make his own schedule. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm assuming 50 grand is probably after taxes.
That's how much he makes?
He said $50,000, but I'm assuming he meant after taxes if he's taken 4 vacations. Maybe it's just really cheap to live there. I don't know.
I think it sounds like it's really cheap to live there, dude.
But, dude, I will say this, too. I mean, it sounds like this guy's been there his whole life, and there's 2 things. It's cool to be a big fish in a small pond to some degree.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a kid from every town who was the hot kid who everyone's like, you should be a model, who moves to L.A., and he ends up smoking meth and living on the street in Santa Monica.
Oh, yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll say this too. Like even though my family, we lived in the big city when I was much younger, I ended up living most of my teenage years and stuff in a small town. And I went to a big school in the city. And that to me was an invaluable experience because I kind of got to decide who I wanted to be because I didn't know anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's something nice about that too.
Right.
So, and I also think you're young enough now. It doesn't sound like you have a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, or a boyfriend, I don't know, whatever you're into. You have time to kind of you have time to fail.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple years where you could go and try and see, and you can decide if it's for you, and you're still young and fucking have your life ahead of you.
Dude, that's absolutely right. I remember one of the most valuable pieces of advice that my parents ever gave me was that they said they used their 20s as a time to do process of elimination professionally. That they took jobs and they took different jobs in different fields and would do these things for a couple years. My dad was a journalist for a couple years. Then he was the head of a campaign for like a local state Senate person and did all kinds of things. And before he started his own business and stuff. And because you're in your 20s, if you're able to live cheaply like this guy is, you got nothing to really lose. I think our generation has this, belief that we deserve immediate gratification, right? We set our rocks up to hit this lily pad, to get to this one, to get to this one, and to this one. And the problem with that is if anything goes wrong along the way, your entire path is thrown into an arbitrary course and people freak out because they feel like they've lost their way.
Right.
But for me, I felt like every job that I took and failed at was me falling closer into the line that was the right actual path for me.
Right.
And my parents were the same way. Now, it's easy to say that when you have financial security. It's very hard thing to, jump out of jobs and take different jobs and take risks like this if you have a lot of people who are reliant upon you for money, or if you are reliant upon yourself, right? But at the same time, if you're not going to do it now, you're never going to do it. And to live your whole life wondering how much happier you might have been had you taken a little bit more of a risk in your 20s to pursue that, opening that ice cream business or trying to make it on America's Got Talent, whatever it may be, I could not live with that not knowing.
No, yeah, for sure, dude.
And that frightened me far more than the thought of being, making very little money by the time I was 32.
Right. 100%, dude.
But everybody's different. I would always encourage people to take the riskier routes when they're younger. They don't have family, they don't have kids. Because by the time you've got kids and a wife, you're going to have to suck it up for them.
Yeah, true. Or be a scumbag.
Yeah.
Neither are good
Be a
scenarios.
deadbeat dad.
And dude, a couple years go by so fucking fast and nothing changes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like gone like that. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So just, I mean, it might be just worth it to just give it a shot, dude, and let us know how it goes.
Hell yeah. So that's our advice for the day.
Hey, look at us, dude.
Guys, this has been Oops, the podcast. On Thursday, we're joined by Christina Hutchinson. She's the other half of Guys We Fucked, which is the original sex-positive, women-driven podcast. Obviously, her co-host we've met before, the beloved Corinne Fisher, whom we've had on our show. We love them both. Christina's fantastic, so tune in for that.
Couple of good kids.
You can follow us at Oops the Podcast. Gmail.com is the email address to send your mistakes to. I'm at Francis CC Ellis. He's not Julio on Instagram. Check us out, and thanks as always for following. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.